Moxy Fruvous on Music Works.
Your mother made you cry when she told you about the one, and how people die. Watching over you when you were young, smiling as you learned to crawl. You don't know her at all. It's a dirty job, but they're very suave. Jesus high on wine with the turpentine. Daddy's voice like an intercom, connected to a hidden room where yellow roses bloom. A secret mountain near Peterborough, where clouds paint a picture so calm that they swallowed Mom. It's a dirty job, but they're very suave. Jesus high on wine with the turpentine. What are they doing in there? Have they got guns? Make you run up and down the same hill. They'll break your will. Was it Christmas or Groundhog Day when your friends turned to shadows and they dragged you away? Tell nobody that you've been here. Don't breathe a word that's been said. Up on your forehead. It's a dirty job, but they're very suave. Jesus high on wine, we've been turpentine. What are they doing in there? Have they got guns? Where the Mount Pinatubo are the threat of God's love. There'll always be something that's raining down from above. Down from above. Down from above. Down from above.
Thank you very much, everyone. We are Moxy Fruvous, and we're glad to be part of Music Works. And this next song is called It's Too Cold.
far. It's too cold, it's too late, it's too far, too far. You're the last of the breed and it's beginning to stink. So you take to the clouds with your Bible and drink. Your proclamation was made, your proclamation was felt. There's a new notch on your belt. Very carefully you protected your house. Now there's no getting out. It's too cold, it's too late, it's too far. It's too cold, it's too late, it's too far. There's a lovely house on a lovely estate. There's a burning star, but it's giving no heat to the sting that was felt on the back of your hand. Someone's lost command. Very secretly you've infected your house. Now there's no getting out. It's too cold, it's too late, it's too far. It's too cold, it's too late, it's too far. Very secretly you've infected your house. Now there's no getting out. It's too cold, it's too late, it's too far. It's too cold, it's too late, it's too far, too far. You're such a lucky bastard. I hope I didn't scare you. We won't do nothing to you. Leave you alone. Leave you alone. It's too cold. It's too late. It's too far. It's too cold. It's too late. It's too far.
Moxy Fruvous! I'd like to introduce you to the band, but first, guys, give me something a little funky. Funky? Yeah. On acoustic guitar and vocals, we have Mike. And over here on bass and vocals, we have Marie. On drums and vocals, we have Gian. And on piano and vocals, we have Dave. And when we come back, we'll get to talk to Moxy Fruvous, so don't go away. We got more music works coming for ya. Guys, it's been a couple of years since we last saw each other. I remember you guys playing local gigs in Toronto, like the Horseshoe. What has happened since I last saw you?
Well, a lot of touring. We put out Bargainville, our first record, in 1993, and then toured Canada, and then spent all of '94 last year touring. That was last year, right?
That was the big last year.
Touring the U.S. and Europe, and now this year we've released Wood, our new record. So
Yeah.
a lot.
You've released your second CD, Wood. Your music, it's changed quite a bit since your first album.
Yeah, our first album, we got the label interest and got the deal, and then had to put out those tunes that had got us to that point, the tunes that you saw us playing in the clubs in Toronto. And then it's been a long time, as you said, since then, and we're growing up, and we're passing that time, and our influences change, and our interest in music changes. We're a little bit we've evolved,
Yeah.
we've changed, and that's one of the strengths of our group, and the strengths of our outlook and approach is that we want to make that happen. We want to let that happen, you know.
Well, you guys are I'm being honest, you guys are incredible musicians and multi-talented. I mean, you play...
What would you say if you were being dishonest?
If I was being dishonest, I'd say, well, no. You guys play many different kinds of instruments, and you're always changing, you know, the lineup, and you know, you might be singing the lead song in one, and you. Who decides who gets to sing what song and who plays what instruments? When is that?
Charlie,
Mike,
the Charlie's Angels fame.
Yeah, I'm sort of the most computer literate of the group, so I feed all the information into a big program, and it just comes out on a digital
Dave.
printout. Dave will play the accordion.
No, that's one of the exciting things about our group is that we don't go into songwriting with an agenda of who's going to sing or write the songs or anything like that. And Wood was a very collaborative process. Not necessarily each song. I mean, each song wasn't a collaborative song, but there's songs on there that different guys wrote, and there's all of us take a turn at lead singing, and that's just an exciting thing for us. It's a real open-endedness to our creativity, and this album is the way it sounds because this is where the headspace we're in now, and a couple of years from now we may be in another headspace, but it's all four of us who are involved in it.
Where do you guys see each other in 10 years?
Well, we were thinking either
The gutter.
it's either heavy metal or no,
Or heavy machinery.
we do have a really diverse kind of melting pot group think, and we're interested in temperature, and we're interested in musicals.
Mm-hmm.
We always have that in the back of our head that someday we're going to write something that's going to blow Miss Saigon all the way back to.
I wish you guys all the best, and thanks for being on the show. And don't go away, because we got more from Moxy Fruvous coming to you on Music Works.
When you've played out as the world turns, you don't need soaps to clean your mind. Every little child learns. If you can't see dreams, your eyes are blind. Was it just a fool's impression? Such an antiquated passion. On the day they both conspired dark, they had enough of their pride to not bring coins to this amusement park. And she held his hand to follow, and he held his breath and let go. They crouched down low, sat in the front row, untied the rope so they could fly. Hold on tight, let's get it just right. We'll take our last flight, you and I. So they cried inside while their eyes smiled. There was no turning back for to erase the memory stockpile. All alone and one thing left to do. In the roller coaster shadow, they took off their shoes and bared their souls. They crouched down low, sat in the front row, untied the rope so they could fly. get it just right. Come on now, let's get it right. We'll take our last flight. Take our last flight, you and I. And she held his hand to follow, and he held his breath and let go. They crouched down low, sat in the front row, untied the rope so they could fly.
Thanks. Now we're gonna play a little tune that's a bit of a story. You can follow along. It takes place in a ravine where you could find goldenrod and ferns and maybe fiddleheads if you're lucky. There's a number of other things down in the ravine though, so pay attention and find out. This features the banjo. Circumstances eat themselves. The present tense has been. Fill the fancy bowl up at the present tense tureen. I once had a girl, she lived in the past. It was clear that relationship wouldn't last. It was clear from the way she had to sleep south. It was clear from the lines around her mouth. So I went for a walk in the ravine. I came up on an unbelievable scene. In the tiny creek is a tiny boat with a tiny man in a tiny coat. I said, hey man, do you think you can help? He said, of course I can. I'm an elf. We're not just fictional device. We sail ravines, give advice. I said, my baby is what it's about. He cried, Helm's a lee, boy, I'm coming about. Don't fill me in on right or wrong. Take these ropes and sing this song. Circumstances eat themselves. The present tense has been. Fill the fancy bowl up at the present tense tureen. His eyes were afire, he lit up a coal, handed me a ladle and a little white bowl. Hot on the fire, he opened a book and said, sit down, the thing's gotta cook. That's the loveliest part that I've ever seen. He said, it's not a pot, it's a tureen. And what's inside will make you well. So ring this little dinner bell. Then he giggled in French. That's what he did, like a kid at Christmas as he opened the lid. Help yourself, he beamed with pride, but there was no sweet soup inside. Silence fell on the cooling night. I thought I'd better fake it just to be polite. Smallest friend, biggest moon, empty bowl, empty spoon. Circumstances eat themselves, the present tense has been.
Build a fancy bowl up at the president's tureen. Well, circumstances eat themselves, the president's has been. Build a fancy bowl up at the president's tureen.
CD of Moxy Fruvous, drop us a line at MusicWorks, P.O. Box 3220, Station C, Ottawa, Ontario, K1Y 1E4. Guys, how you doing? You got one.
Good, thanks, man.
You got one more song for us before you head out, and I want to say it was good seeing you again. I'm glad everything's going well for you, and
Thanks, Pat.
I'm sure that the second album will be as successful as the first. And I want to thank you for watching. And guys, take us out with the last song.
Thanks. Who will save the river valley? That's my drinking water. This was once a sacred place now. Look at what we've got here. I'll pretend there isn't any problem. Just do my job. And if I don't like the standard of